Effective group policy management for maintaining a secure, consistent, and manageable IT environment. Following best practices not only improves the efficiency of administrative tasks, but also ensures that policies are applied correctly, reducing the risk of conflicts, securities, and performance problems. Below are some of the best practices for group policy management in Windows Server. First, plan and document your group policy structure. Design a group policy structure to align with your organization's needs. Typically, this structure should mirror your Active Directory hierarchy, including domains, OUs, and sites. Use domain-level GPOs that apply across the domain. OU-level GPO settings that apply to a specific group of users or computers, and local GPOs for specific things on individual machines. So these should be avoided, if possible. Documentation is essential. Document the purpose, settings, and impact of GPO to track changes over time and make troubleshooting easier. Keep a central repository for GPO documentation. Next, minimize the number of GPOs. Simplify GPOs by consolidating them where possible instead of creating a large number of small granular GPOs. Having too many GPOs can increase processing time and complexity. Avoid redundant settings to ensure that the same settings aren't configured across multiple GPOs, as it increases the chance of conflicting policies and unnecessary complexity. Use security filtering to target specific users or computers. If you only want a GPO to apply to specific users or computers, use security filtering to target the right group user accounts, rather than link entire OUs or domains. This helps avoid unnecessary application of policies. Create security groups for different types of users or computers, and apply GPOs using these groups for efficient targeting. Utilize WMI filters for dynamic GPO application. WMI filters allow you to apply GPOs based on the properties of the computer, such as its operating version or hardware configuration. This can be useful in environments where different machines need different policies. For example, you can apply a GPO only to computers running Windows 10 or later. Limit GPO inheritance with block inheritance and no override. Block GPO at specific OUs where you policies from parent OUs or domains to apply, but use this sparingly and only when needed. Use the no override setting to enforce specific GPOs, even if a child GPO would otherwise override it. This is useful for critical security policies or organizational standards. Leverage group policy modeling and simulation. Use group policy modeling and group policy results tools in the Group Policy Management Console to simulate and analyze what policies will be applied to a user or computer. This helps in understanding the impact of GPO changes before applying them in production environments. Use group policy modeling to simulate the GPO application on specific users, computers, or organizational units, and the resultant set of policies provides a detailed report of the policies actually applied, helping with troubleshooting. Use administrative template, a standardized set of registry-based. Always use ADMX files for the GPO to ensure compatibility and avoid outdated settings. Keep your ADMX templates sized in the sysvol folder. Ensure all GPOs are based on these updated templates. Avoid applying settings that are not required by your organization to reduce overhead and the risk of configuration drift. Implement loopback processing for computer-based policies. Loopback processing allows you to apply user settings based on the computer rather than the user. This is particularly useful in scenarios like terminal servers or kiosk environments where you want to enforce user based on the machine's location. Use loopback mode only when necessary, as it overrides normal GPO application and can lead to complexities if misconfigured. Test GPOs in a controlled environment. Always test GPO changes in a controlled, isolated environment before applying them to production. This can include using a test OU with a small group of users and computers. Use the Group Policy Results Wizard, or RSOP, to verify that the GPO is applied as expected in a test environment. Monitor and audit group policy. Enable auditing by using Windows Event Logs to monitor and audit GPO application. Enable the Group Policy operational log for events related to GPO processing, such as successful and failed GPO applications. Use Advanced Group Policy Management for version control, change management, and workflows. Maintain regular GPO backups. Backup regularly, especially before making any changes, to ensure that you can recover from accidental misconfigurations or you can export GPOs using the GPMC or commands like backup GPO. Minimize processing time. Keep the GPO size manageable, as excessively large or complex GPOs can slow down startup or login times. Avoid use of scripts in GPOs, particularly login scripts. If scripts, optimize them for performance and ensure they don't slow down the startup process. Regularly review and clean up obsolete GPOs are no longer needed or in use. Apply software restriction policies and security settings. Use software restriction policies or App Locker to control which software can run on your network and security policies. Implement and enforce strong password policies, account lockout settings, user rights assignments, and auditing settings through group policy to harden your environment. Avoid using block inheritance and enforce frequently. Overuse of block inheritance or settings policy management and lead to unpredictable outcomes. Use them only when absolutely necessary for clarity and ease of troubleshooting. Finally, ensure group is up to date. Keep your ADMX templates updated to reflect new settings available in new Windows Server versions. Keep an eye on updates provided by Microsoft, especially if you're managing newer Windows OS versions. By adhering to best practices, you can create a streamlined, efficient, and secure group policy infrastructure that minimizes conflicts, ensures compliance, and provides consistent management across your net. Effective group management reduces administrative overhead, enhances security, and ensures that organizational policies are applied correctly across the enterprise.